Hello, today we're going to look at how to make a website people want to read and how to grow your business by adding more info into your website. Now, when I say that, you need to be aware that if you're a business owner and if you have between, say, 2 and 15 staff, you need to have a website that is really comprehensive, really detailed. And the purpose of that is so that whoever comes to your website stays there and learns as much as they can from you. It doesn't matter what you're selling. The purpose of your website is not just to sell, it's to educate. And if your website is not educating people, then it's not going to sell. Now, why is that important? It's because in 2024, 2025, we need at this point in history to be seen as someone who is trustworthy and competent. If you go back 10 years, because I've been doing websites for a long time, you could just be competent and people would happily buy from you. Okay. But today you need to be both competent and trustworthy. Now, how do you do trustworthy? Because it's not like you can just go up to a person who's found you on the web and go, I'm trustworthy, really, I promise. Like, it doesn't work like that. How do you demonstrate trust? You demonstrate trust by showing a high level of expertise and being willing to educate people. So if you're, say, selling pools, you want to look with people on your own website at the differences, the benefits, the drawbacks between, say, a concrete pool and a fiberglass pool and whatever other type of pool there is. Okay, you want to be really clear. Here's what's good about this. Here's what's not good about this, and you want to be honest. Okay, if you're selling carpets and you've got like, oh, here's our organic range of carpets, and here's our, I don't know, made from llama hair carpets or whatever. You want to look at, well, what are the pros? What are the cons? You know, what sort of person's going to want this sort of carpet? What sort of person's going to be better off choosing that sort of carpet? The best websites are the ones that allow you to learn something about their product without you even having to be on the phone to them. Okay. Now, one of the websites that I'm responsible for has about 80 different pages of info. That's not 80 products. I'm not talking an e-commerce website. I'm talking a service business. 80 pages of here's how you do this. Here's how you do that. Here's the benefits of this. Here's the benefits of that. Here's the problems with this. Here's what you do when this is broken. And what that means is whoever goes to that website, they spend so much time on it, just learning stuff. And what that does is in the back of their head, they're like, oh, that team are good at what they do. Otherwise, they wouldn't have 80 pages of free info about what they do. Yes, it demonstrates passion for what you do. Passion's overrated, okay? What it does is it communicates that you're willing to support them and help them. Now, true story. My washing machine broke. I phoned up the washing machine guy and said, hey, can you come out and sell me a new washing machine? He's like, no. I'm like, oh, okay. Why's that? He's like, I reckon you can fix what you've got. Here's what I want you to do. And he described me with the actions I had to take to fix my washing machine. I did what he said. 20 minutes later, it was solved. What on earth is with that? Now, some people would say he's a terrible salesperson because he could have sold me a washing machine. Really? I'm like, every time I need a washing machine, a dryer, a fridge, I don't know, anything that's white and sits on the shelf and uses electricity, I'm going to go to that guy because he was honest, he is trustworthy, and he knows his stuff. Okay? And so what your website needs to do is exactly what he did, except he had to spend a lot of time on the phone talking me through it. If your website's got a video of how to do something or a step-by-step guide or something like that, even better, because then you can serve 1,000 people at a time, not just one person, because you can only be on the phone to one person at a time. So I guess what it comes down to is the days of doing basic websites of, oh, here's your homepage, here's your About Us page, here's your services page. Those days are over. And if your website looks like that, it's time to change it. Okay, that is not what websites should look like. Now it should look like, here's a homepage. If you want to have an About Us page, have it. But here's like a how to choose this type of thing, or how to fix that, or here's like 7 different ways that you can solve this. The whole way through your homepage should be linking off to all these different things. Oh, do you want to know more about what type of carpets to choose? Well, here we've got an analysis of, what would be right for you. Or your homepage should have, let's say, stick with the carpet example. You'd have like, oh, these are the things that can go wrong with carpets. You can have, too much wear and tear on the hallways. You can have, not stain resistant. Here's how you get around that. You use this product to deal with stains. You use this sort of high grade carpet to deal with hallways. You want to have so much info that when people look at your website, there is more there than they can read. It's got to be like Wikipedia or an encyclopedia. It's not that you want to have boring website a boring website full of boring information. That's not it. It's you've got to have a lot of well-labeled information so people can see exactly what's relevant to them and what's not, making you the subject matter expert, making you the educator of people who come to you, not the salesperson. No one wants to deal with the salesperson. Everyone's happy to talk to someone who's trying to educate them. So that's the way websites are going in the future. That's going to be the difference between a website that you can scale and grow from and brings you heaps of clients and not getting that. Okay. So we want websites that are full of information, relevant, written in the language of the person who reads it. Okay. So if I am, say if I'm putting together a childcare website, I'm talking to mums, talk in mum. If I'm an engineer and I'm making a website that other engineers are going to look at, talk in engineer, sure. But if you're an engineer, don't create a website that's in engineer if your target market is mums. And the same thing with if you're a mum, you're creating a website to sell to, someone in some different industry. Find out how they talk and make sure your website communicates in their language, makes it simple for them. Okay. I know we've covered a lot today. It's important that we cover a lot because you need a website that's going to be amazing going forwards. The old style of website is done. It's done and dusted. Change it. If that's what you've had in the past, that it did work to a point, but it's not going to work in the future. Change it. Get your website becoming something that educates people, helps them, even if they don't choose you. Okay? So even if someone comes to my website, gets educated, learns a lot, but doesn't choose my team, that's fine. Because them being on my website for ages still helped my site engine optimization rankings. I still get something out of it, okay? And they get something out of it because they may not be ready to buy now, but they'll come back to us in 3 months, 6 months, 12 months. So there's so much to do. There's so much work ahead for getting websites ready for 2024, 2025, okay? There's so much to do and so much to be done, but we need to put ourselves in the mindset of how can I serve these people? How can I educate them? How can I make life easier for them? And if we do that, we'll win the game. Have a look down the bottom. There's so much resources and things in the description that you can use. They're free. I created them for you. It makes no sense for you to not have them. Go and grab them. Learn the skills you need to have a website that's going to work, that's going to educate people well. And if you need a hand with that, get in touch with our team. Have a look in the description below.